right
right.
now.
No,
Um,
but how are your Edmontons doing?
yeah, well, okay. I'm Pearlo Wisdom, and I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan. And today I just wanted to get on a rant about the Edmonton Oilers and what has been going on in Edmonton land. The main reason is the reason why this is called Puck in Deep. One of the big reasons why this is called Puck in Deep because I get a lot of Twitter followers when I have ideas of the future or projections that aren't usually popular, telling me I don't know puck. All right, and so this is Puck in Deep.
Because
So
we know
before
a
the
little
season,
puck.
well, we'll find out.
We know a little puck.
Before the season started, I was having lots of arguments with very prominent Edmonton Oilers uh, media people and stuff on my Twitter about the Edmonton Oilers and how they were
Okay.
going to do this year.
Okay.
And my projection was that they won't start well, and as you can tell, they haven't started well. And I almost said they were going to miss the playoffs, but that division is too bad. You got San Jose, Vancouver, Calgary, Seattle is probably not going to be able to keep this up. So they'll probably make the playoffs, but this is a year. Okay, I'm going to get into why I thought that they weren't very good in a second.
Okay.
But this is what they usually do. They start off bad, they get about 20 games in, and then all of a sudden they take off and they go on a winning streak after that. Now this year, I think that is dangerous, and I think it's not likely. And
Okay. Why?
why? Well,
Why
I'm going
don't
to
you
bring
think
up
it's likely?
because their depth is horrible on at forward. Now, the I'm going to bring up some names here for you. You can actually, I think you could even take the Philadelphia Flyers, who are meant to are probably going to miss the playoffs this year. I'm going to mention a bunch of names, and I bet you there's a really good chance that they wouldn't be up here where they are. Right now, on the left side for the Edmonton Oilers, we have Vasily Podkolzin. Vasily Podkolzin on a good team,
Yeah.
on a above average team, is probably a fourth liner.
Okay.
It's probably a fourth liner. They went out and got Jack Roslovich. Jack Roslovich he got 20 goals last year, but Brind'Amour played him extremely protected minutes in the offensive zone as much as possible, and he had very low ice time. He's not a great player overall. He can in if the wind is perfect and all the stars are aligned, he might be able to pot you 20. All right. And he's on the second line right now
Okay.
with Nugent Hopkins if they put McDavid and Draisaitl up on the top line. Then you have Trent Frederick. Was down on the fourth line when they acquired him in Boston, who didn't have the greatest team in the world. And he was so not great that they let him go. And here he is now on the third line with Noah Philp, whatever that is, Kasperi Kapanen, who wouldn't make a lot of teams. If you were to take the St. Louis Blues and say St. Louis Blues, that's about the classic, maybe above average team out there, and say, where would Kasperi Kapanen play if he was a St. Louis Blue? I'll tell you, he maybe makes the fourth line, and he's playing on the third line here. As
Really?
I was saying before the season started, Isaac Howard isn't ready. He wouldn't be on most teams right now. He'd be down
Yeah.
in the minors where he's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Matthew Savoy. The people I was talking to, I'm not going to mention their names. They're good people. I don't want to slander anybody. We're trying to tell me that Matthew Savoy was going to be a 50-point player this year. He's playing on the fourth line. Now, the narrative out there right now is it's the coach's fault because the coach isn't playing these guys higher in the lineup. And I'm going to say, and I'll put it past it to you on your thoughts of this, but I'm going to say that the coach is doing exactly what he should be doing because those guys aren't ready to play up in the top six.
Agreed.
This is a very weak depth lineup.
Agreed. And look, look. I wanted Knobloch to come and coach for Philly.
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's how highly I thought of this coach. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I absolutely feel like he's doing the right thing there. You know, you also got to look at something else here too, right? McDavid only has 7 assists. He has no goals. Right?
Yeah.
We're 6 games in, and he has 0 goals.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
that doesn't project out very well. This many
Why do
games
you
in.
think that might be? What's your play on that?
Man, I tell you what. I got to be honest with you here. I'm going to go conspiracy theorist on this because I think he's.
Okay.
I,
Cool.
I
I
I
love a good conspiracy
I
theory.
think he's already checked out of Edmonton. You know what I mean?
I have a I have a theory that might support your theory after you're done telling
Because
me
the
that.
reason why I say that is because look, he only took a 2 year deal. He took a cheap 2 year deal, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He
Mm-hmm.
could have raked them over the coals, and he absolutely did not.
Sure.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I also really feel that all of these things are finally starting to catch up to Edmonton. Right? Like what's exactly with what you said. Their depth is really not even it's pretty much non-existent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got guys that would not make an average hockey team right now playing on third and fourth and second lines on Edmonton,
Yeah.
right? Once you get
Mm-hmm.
past Draisaitl and McDavid, what else is there for Edmonton? You got
Yeah.
Hyman who's out, right? Who was the guy that was picking up the slack, right? Because that guy just exploded, right? He had what almost
Yeah.
50 goals last year or the year before, or something like that, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So Hyman is the man as far as I'm concerned. It's going to be, picking up that slack, but he's not there. So
And
now
how
you're
good is he going to be when he gets back?
and see, and that's the other thing too, right? So now here you are. You're already 6 games in. When is he coming back, Hyman? He's slated to
I
come
think
back. What?
sometime in November they said. Yeah.
That's a month and a half away, or I
Yeah.
mean, okay, technically it's only
A month away.
13 days again, 13 days away, right?
Yeah.
Because but the
They
end.
said sometime in November, probably middle of November, so about a month maybe.
Okay, so that's still a month away, right? How many
It's
games
a
are you
lot
going
of
to play in a
games.
month? Right, a
Quite a
lot of
few.
games. That's a lot of
Yep.
points to be down in a division where
Yeah.
you got the likes of the Blackhawks, who are, I mean, nobody was expecting the Blackhawks to be this, I mean, 3-2. All right, but
I
they're
know I know one guy who did,
well.
but
I
that's
know.
all right.
Look. I know of another guy who thinks that the Blackhawks are going to be, really good too. But either
Mm-hmm.
way, what I'm saying is that not only that, you got the likes of the Colorado Avalanche, which man, they look stupid good.
Yeah.
Okay, right? And you got just within your division, St. Louis, Dallas, right? I'm going to tell
Yeah.
you right now, it is a long road to hoe in Edmonton, and I think that McDavid is checked out. I seriously do. I, I watched him play against the New York Islanders, okay? And I did not see the same McDavid. Now, is he, look, he's always going to be dynamic. He's always going to be the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I saw Matthew Schaefer getting under his skin, man. He was grabbing his stick and all kinds of stuff with his stick. I mean, that's penalty as far as I'm concerned, right? That's not the same McDavid that we see. He's usually cool, calm, collected. You know what I mean? The fact that he hasn't scored any goals, right? As he goes, Edmonton goes. And if he's not playing well, guess what? Edmonton's not going to be doing good in the standings. That's my conspiracy theory.
Well, okay, that's not really well. Your conspiracy is that he's checked out. So
Yeah, that he's checked out.
I'll address the conspiracy theory
All right,
first.
all right, all right.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
conspiracy
This is
theory.
going real well,
Conspiracy.
okay, that's
Yep.
not really well. Um when do you remember when Wayne Gretzky and McDavid were doing those commercials together? I can't remember the product right now, but when Wayne
I think
Gretzky and
so.
McDavid, yeah, they were doing commercials together. I can't remember exactly what they were. Anyways,
Go ahead.
from what I understand, he signed a sponsorship deal with that company, whatever that company was at that time.
Okay.
And it's a sponsorship deal he never would have got if Wayne Gretzky wasn't in that. It was a US company. They honestly, I'm here. They know who McDavid is in the US, but they're not going to be doing backflips because he's in a commercial.
It's Bet MGM.
Okay, bet MGM. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever it
that's
was.
that.
He's not. They're not going to be doing backflips because he's in a commercial.
Well, it
Wayne
was
Gretzky.
3 years ago that commercial was.
Wayne Gretzky was on a U.S. network at the time, TNT, I believe it was.
Still is.
Uh, Still is, and he is why McDavid is in that commercial. He did Edmonton Oilers a solid, got him a huge deal, and he signed a sponsorship contract. I don't know how long that contract is, but I'm going to guess it was 2 more years. And I'm going to guess that sponsorship contract was dependent on whether he was an Oiler or not. Wayne Gretzky made sure McDavid was here for 2 more years. He didn't leave because that's a crap load of money to leave. So if he's checked out, you are right, my friend. That means he didn't want to be here, but he
Yeah.
had to be. Family wise and professionally wise, he had to stay here. So that is my conspiracy theory.
Because that
And it's
MGM
funny that you
money.
mentioned that because I was thinking that. Now, here's another thing. This isn't about conspiracy, but this kind of confirms it. McDavid said, if I believe I can win over and over and over with the Oilers, that's what he said. If I believe I will sign a contract with the Oilers. That was his public announcement. And it's why I said that I didn't think he was going to sign with the Oilers. All right. Now, with your conspiracy theory, he couldn't give up that kind of money. But does 2 year deal sound like I feel like I can win over and over and over with the Oilers? No. So
No.
something ain't jiving here,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
You said that. What you said and what you did are two different freaking things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
now, here's the thing. Now, take it even further. Here's the thing. All the players in that room heard him say, if I believe I can win over and over and over with the Oilers,
Yep.
I will sign. And then he signs a 2 year deal. What do you think they're thinking? All of a sudden, their captain's full of it. And also, how do you not think that they know that he signed a sponsorship deal? And do you think that they know that that sponsorship deal is up
I'd
in
be
two
very
years?
interested to know how much
So
that
now all of a
sponsorship
sudden,
deal
this
was
whole team
for.
is looking at this captain going, you're full of it, dude.
Yeah.
And they're playing like it.
I'd like
But
to
as
know.
far as whether, they could be checked out. Also, you take out McDavid, what does that team got? I just mentioned the depth and stuff like that. Every team that goes there knows you're not going to keep them off the scoreboard. But if you put all your effort on McDavid, what Hopkins gets some points. That's why I've been taking Hopkins points all the time because they're going to focus on those two. And Hopkins is a good player and he can get some points or get a goal or whatever the case may be.
And that's why
But you take
Hyman
out
and that's
those
why
two
Hyman
guys.
was so successful because he was doing that exactly the same thing, right?
Exactly. Good
Okay.
point. And when Hyman gets back, maybe they do make a push and stuff like that. But you brought up a very good point about like you said, this conspiracy. It all doesn't make sense. And I don't think it makes sense in the room. I think it hit the room the wrong way. I think it sent a message that was like, you don't really believe in us because you said you would sign long term, and these guys are playing with that in the back of their minds that this, and not only that, the pressure. If this team isn't good for 2 years, do you think McDavid's coming back then? No,
They
everybody knows it.
well, they're not going to be good this year.
I don't see it.
I don't
They
see it.
got one chance at the kick at the cat, and they got cap room like crazy at the end of this year. If they can draw players, because I don't know, if they get a guy like Tuck or, a couple players for forward, they can give her a damn good go, maybe. And that's really what it's all about. But that everybody in that room knows that if they don't do it, they're not going to do it. So
Okay. Well,
that's my all the prognosticators out there saying that Edmonton was a great team in the last year in the playoffs. I looked at it over the summer. When Kapanen was scoring and Podkolzin was scoring, and you see these things, they had a ridiculous shooting percentage. They basically got lucky. The Oilers should never have made the finals last year and made them look like a better team than they are. And now they're seeing it. And McDavid's playing, and he sees, oh, wait, the Savoy guy you picked up, he can't play. He's not ready. This Howard guy you picked up over the summer, he's not ready.
right.
So what
right,
are
right.
we doing here? What
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense why they would do it like that. But hey.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go, man. There's our conspiracy theory as to what's going on with it.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pearlo Wisdom got to stand on his box and talk about the downfall of the Edmonton Oilers, and there you have it. I gotta say this. Like I said earlier, I'm really shocked at how Chicago has been able to put together some wins.
Mm.
I'm really shocked about Detroit.
I'm not actually, but we'll go. You go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean,
I had them to make the playoffs this year, believe it or not.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'll explain why when you tell them. I understand why people wouldn't wouldn't think so. I totally get it.
I kind of see them. They feel like they're a bubble team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they totally make the playoffs, but I do think they eke in.
Okay, all right. And so that's kind of where I'm looking at maybe. Because you're going to
I'll tell you why though. You're looking at their roster going, really?
Yeah, right.
Right? Is that right? Yeah. I get it. Woo! I totally get it. The reason why I have them creeping in is because McClellan is a way underrated coach. And I thought they were going to do what Montreal did last year and out energy a lot. Like they're just going to win on energy alone. That's really what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just out energying the other teams and taking teams by surprise. Like the Florida Panthers, right. Tampa Bay comes in and then what's the team? By the time they figure out what this team is, they're down 1-0. That's what Montreal did.
Right.
But, so that's the reason why
I was on their roster though. I like their roster in Detroit. They're finally starting to put together. Right, it's taken another extra year or two. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, and you got to give hats off up there to Chi-Town too, right? Because they've been doing. I mean, with the additions that they did and the extensions that they did and the players they have up there, I think we're going to see the true Bedard this year. Because what they did was they added players on the team to take some of the pressure off Bedard, so that he's going to be able to be a little bit more fluent, and they upgraded the talent around him. You know what I mean? So that's always a bonus when you upgrade talent a little and put
that Nazar.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about. Right?
That guy is like
smoking, right? Okay.
Love that kid.
But
it comes to Blanchard, man. He's coaching in Detroit, some really bad teams there in Detroit, but he set the structure for that team. And I was coming to Chicago, he got a chance to get back. I always liked him. He had a difficult time there. I mean, they're bad teams, coaches coaching bad teams. Same as the fellow Seattle got them kind of alone right now. Coach with the Islanders, Lambert, Lambert. I always liked him too. But so you coach on here in Chicago, like he's got to believe in themselves. And I heard a quote the other day that I spoke to the guy and I said, "What do you want to do? I love this. What do you want to do? Do you want to listen to everybody and just be the bottom 5 team in the draft? Or do you guys want to put together, or do you guys want to come together as a team and see what we do here?" And I love that quote. Do you want to listen to everybody else, or do you want to tell everybody what kind of team you want? Or are you going to let everybody else tell you? What a great coaching quote that is. That's fantastic.
And that right there is why I think Chicago's going to shock some people. Look, I don't think they're going to
Yeah,
necessarily make the playoffs, but
make playoffs, no.
no, but I think they're going to make it difficult for teams. You know,
So
they are.
you're
They already
on.
are, right? They already right. Okay, so what teams do you? Carolina.
Oh man, that team looks solid right now. Oh,
What a machine that team is, man.
can they keep up that pace rate too? I don't know, but they are
You know,
amazing to watch right now.
the not last year, but the year before. Maybe not the year before. The year that Whitmore won the coaching, won the Jack Adams.
Mm-hmm.
This feels similar to that team, this Carolina team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went like the first 2 months with barely losing 10 games,
Yep.
right? Okay, and so I just want to see them put it together.
You know what? This is the first year that I have considered that they might be able to. The question with Carolina is that Brindamore, yes, they are a machine. His whole life, his dream is to build this machine that never stops, that just can go like this for 82. He is the health guru,
Oh yeah,
like he
oh yeah,
is he is the workout guru, the
yeah,
training guru. His goal is to create a machine team that, but you know how inhuman it is to keep up this? I hope for the love of God, when they're up 20 points on the team below them, that he starts letting these guys take a break this year, because that's what happens is they
yeah,
burn out in the second round.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And yeah, they're only human, Brindy. I love you, dude, but they're only human. Okay.
Maybe he
But that
learned.
being said,
Maybe
you
he's
got
learned.
Tampa's getting older now.
Yeah.
Florida has their injury issues. Toronto's not as good as they were last year. Who's the threat in their own division? New Jersey. I mean,
Is
Washington,
really
they can be a wagon at times. They'll be a little bit tough,
maybe,
but I
yeah,
think I think they have trouble with speedy teams.
yeah,
Carolina
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
certainly not. I don't see anybody in that division getting not allowing them to get to the second round. So Tampa's Tampa's old, Florida. This might be the year where they're able to do it. This might be
With
the
that
year.
window open because of Florida, because of their injuries and everything like that, and uh, I got to watch Florida for a couple of games so far this year, and some games
Yeah,
they looked really good, and other games not so much.
yeah.
You know
This
what I
is
mean, right?
they're
But
going through some adversity for one of the few times in their so we'll see.
but let me just say this: they still got a plethora of
Hmm.
players on Florida.
Yeah.
You know, they still got Bob, okay?
Hmm.
And backup goaltender, not so bad. Eh, but
Carousel.
they
Yeah.
still you know what I mean? Like as long as you got those guys, you pretty much got a chance. It's like
Hmm.
when Vasilevsky's in net, you got a chance. When Shesterkin is in net, you got a chance.
Look at it today. It's just Sturkin, yeah.
Okay, but you get what I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They got a
They
chance. So now
and Kachuk
I want to
Kachuk
throw
is
something
going to
at you.
come back, and
Yeah,
then Barkov could be fresh for the playoffs, and then boom, here we go
here
again.
we go
You got
again.
the
Right.
same thing, right?
Let me ask you a question, okay? Because I've been just kind of seeing stuff swirling around, and I'd be very interested to hear your take on this. We're dropping into the deep end of the ice here, folks. I've been
Yeah.
seeing some stuff swirling around about Sidney Crosby.
Okay.
and potentially
Mm-hmm.
a move to the Canadians. Maybe not this year, maybe next year,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even at the trade deadline this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're going to see Sydney move out of Pittsburgh?
2 years ago, I've got cash bets with a lot. I'm serious. A considerable amount, yeah, of that I said 2 years ago on a show on the Ice Guys. By the way, go check out the Ice Guys, best NHL betting cast in North America, voted last year. But I said 2 years ago on a show that Sidney Crosby will not finish his career as a Pittsburgh Penguin for his whole career. He may retire. He will retire as a Pittsburgh Penguin because he'll go
he'll
back.
do that. He'll do that sign for one day thing,
Yeah,
so that he can retire
but
a Penguin.
the thing was, I said 2 years ago he will not play his whole career in Pittsburgh because I saw this coming. This team is, and everybody's
They
like,
need
no,
help.
he has too much loyalty.
Yeah, but they need
Pittsburgh,
help.
I mean, Sid has loyalty, of course, but more than loyalty. Can you see Sidney Crosby playing for like the San Jose Sharks or, like some team that is bottom barrel of the league? Do you even want to see? I don't want to see that. That is gross.
Well,
The
let me
most
ask you this
competitive,
question then. Let me ask you this
maybe the
question then.
most competitive guy of the last decade.
Okay.
Shoot,
Did you ever think
no
you
way.
would see Gretzky playing for the LA Kings?
No, and well, that was, I mean, and that
No,
was
but I
different
mean,
circumstances, but nobody saw that coming. No,
okay,
no.
okay. But you get what I'm saying, right? Nobody ever
Yeah,
thought that you would see the great Franco Harris in a Seattle Seahawks jersey.
right, right.
Nobody ever
Yeah,
thought they would see the great Mike Wagner wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey.
yeah.
Nobody thought, right, that Joe Willie Namath would finish his career as a Charger.
Right. And
Uh,
those were different circumstances that you didn't see coming.
right.
This one you could see coming
Oh yeah, this
because
is that
you
slow
know
burn.
Malkin's going to be gone here now.
Yeah,
You see the moves they're making. They
yeah.
have no defense. They got Jari as their goaltender, and they haven't tried to replace him. Like this is
So
a
this is where his
rebuilding
yeah,
bottom of the
this is
barrel
where his
team.
loyalty is going to lie. He's going to say, "Okay, Penguins," which by the way, Mario Lemieux is no longer even a minority owner.
No, no, he's not.
He's not even a
No,
minority owner, right? But I think
yeah.
what he's going to go to the Penguins and say, "Look, here's how my loyalty is going to pay off for you guys. You trade me to such and such a team that I dictate to, and you'll probably be able to get a lot of help, draft picks,
Get some, yeah.
prospects. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you right now, if the Penguins are going to be putting Crosby on the market, I'm going to guarantee you that it's going to be at least a first and second round pick for him, at the
Something like that.
least,
Some
and
prospect.
some prospects.
Yeah, even though it's only going to be one of two teams,
Right.
it's going to be Colorado or Montreal.
So
That's the
you
only
think it's
two
going to
teams.
be Colorado or Montreal then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All
If
right.
Montreal plays themselves into, I could see Montreal. He's got a good 3-4 year window right now, and Montreal is a team on the rise. So I could see Montreal. That would be awesome. It would be like, let's face it. I mean, if he goes to, I've never really been the one to root for Montreal necessarily. Not that I think they're a terrible team or a terrible city. I love the city, just because I don't know, just never did. But I will if Sidney Crosby goes there. I will be rooting for
For
Montreal.
Montreal. I know somebody else who will too, and we're hoping to get him on the show here real soon. Right.
Oh,
And yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Lyle Richardson, right?
Richardson. Yeah,
Yeah, from
yeah, yeah.
Specters Hockey,
So
right?
yeah, to answer your question, yes, I know. I don't think I do think he will be going, whether it's this year or whenever. I don't know.
Okay, okay. I just wanted because I'm seeing this stuff swirling around, and I'm just thinking, and I'm going, well, man, the moves that Pittsburgh's made The team that
Yeah.
they have right now on the ice, there's no way that you could expect Sidney Crosby to continue to play for a rebuilding team. He
I just think he's too competitive, dude. I just
They
can't see
were
it.
rebuilding when they first drafted him.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's been in the league now 20 years. He's not ready to go through another rebuild as far as I'm concerned, right? He needs to go to a
Yeah,
contender.
yeah. If he's truly loyal, actually, the best thing for him to do would be to get traded.
Yeah,
That's the best thing
the
he could
best
do.
thing he
I
could do,
know
right?
that there is some value in having Sydney to help those kids become great players. I know there's value. There's huge value in that. There's no doubt about that.
I mean,
There is.
he would almost be virtually another coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, that is a possibility that he takes on that role and he
but
says,
I
I'm
don't.
going
I
to
mean,
do
I'm not
this and then
necessarily saying
stays.
he's taking on that role, but I'm saying that how he plays and how he carries himself, he would
Oh,
be
yeah.
that role model for
Incredibly
other
invaluable
players.
to
Yeah, yeah,
any
yeah,
kids.
yeah,
It's just yeah, I mean, and maybe that's the case. Maybe they say, you know what, we want you to build this team, help us build this team, and then we'll put you up in the raft. We'll put you up in a position in management or whatever, give you a title or whatever. But
yeah, yeah.
I just think the guy is way too competitive to lose like that over. It would just rip his soul out.
I think
It's
so
like
too.
Tortorella. I thought I was wrong. I thought Tortorella would be able to just build a team and, be good, but he can't. He cannot lose. He can't. He hates losing so much. He just can't do it. And I just feel the same way that Sidney Crosby is. If he tried to do it, it would rip his heart out.
Yeah, yeah.
I really do.
Okay, well there you go. That's
Yeah.
so I threw two conspiracies. We went to the very very deep end of the pool on
Yeah.
this
We should
show.
call this the conspiracy podcast today. All the conspiracies today.
Well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think we got a good one here, bro. You got
I
to
thought this was a great show. This was a great show. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
man,
sure.
got a good one here. Be sure to check out all the great stuff that the great Pearlo Wisdom does, especially over there at the Ice Guys, and all the
Mm.
great stuff he does on his channel. Sign up and get all your great picks from the great Pearlo Wisdom for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So
At Perlo's NHLPOW on Twitter, at Perlo's NHLPOW. You can find all my stuff there that I do, get my betting picks and all of those things. And as I always say, if come over and betting, do you have fun with my betting picks? But if you are anxious about your betting, about what money you're putting on betting or anything, please go to Gamblers Anonymous and get help. This is fun, enjoyable, throw a little, have fun stuff we're
yeah,
talking about
yep,
here. Please,
yep.
for the love of God.
Okay.
But yes, we have fun. We have a good time. Uh, the Ice Guys, of course, is a great show. If you just like hockey, because we get in deep there too. We talk about not just if you
There
like
you go.
hockey and you like to talk about every angle, you like that, and you like this for sure. In deep.
There you
Ron,
go.
what do you got? You got lots of stuff going on, buddy.
Man,
Talk
I'll tell
about
you what, all
prospects.
kinds of great
This is the
stuff.
prospect guy here, right?
Yeah,
By the
man.
way.
I'm trying to build some stuff, trying to get some things. Hop on over to draftprospecthockey.com and check out the new draft simulator. Be sure to check that out. Also, check out all the great articles and everything over there, too. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out all the stuff that's going on at RNJMediaSports.com. Check out all that great stuff over there, too. Be sure to hop on over to the YouTube channel. Check all that stuff out. You can follow me on X at RNJ_media. Thank you all very much for tuning in and checking us out, man. We'll catch you all on the next Puckin' Deep.